Potentially historic ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals could change gay marriage in Idaho. The Federal Appeals Court has struck down gay marriage bans in Idaho and Nevada. The Ninth Circuit in San Francisco made the ruling this afternoon. The court ruling comes a day, of course, after the Supreme Court effectively legalized gay marriage in 11 more states for a total of 30 states when it rejected a set of appeals. The appeals court in San Francisco ruled that gay couples' equal protection rights were violated by the bans. Well, outside the federal courthouse in Boise, the original plaintiffs against the state's ban on gay marriage held hands and hugged this afternoon, celebrating a moment many believed would never come.
While no marriages will be held today in our state, those behind the movement believe the writing is on the wall. Reporter Chris Oswald begins our team coverage of today's ruling.
Hi, Don. Hi, Michelle. It was a joyous moment outside the federal courthouse. 3 of the 4 plaintiffs stood outside of the federal courthouse in Boise, rejoicing in what they did call this joyous moment. Now, the decision by the Ninth Circuit comes, as you mentioned, one day after the Supreme Court ruled it would not hear cases from 5 other states. Judge Stephen Reinhart wrote for a unanimous 3-judge panel who issued the ruling on Idaho's case. He said laws that treat people differently based on sexual orientation are unconstitutional unless there is a compelling government interest. He also said the state's argument that gay marriages devalues traditional marriage is not legitimate. It's an argument the plaintiffs have fought since they filed the suit in November of last year.
When we took the case, I was fairly certain that we would never win in the state of Idaho, and then we went to court, and it's kind of the same thing. It's like I listened to their arguments and went, oh yeah, they don't have a legal leg to stand on.
I think this is the civil rights issue of our time, and we're talking about people's right to have a family, to marry the people they love, to protect their family, and I can't imagine anything more important than that.
Now, Idaho Attorney General Lawrence Ronson says his office, along with the governor's office, are reviewing this decision by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and they do believe that the stay issued by the Ninth Circuit earlier this summer remains in place. That's something the plaintiffs do not agree with. It's also something that isn't stopping members of the gay community from celebrating. I'm told that they'll be here at the Ada County Courthouse tomorrow at 8 a.m. for a marriage equality rally. Live in Boise, Chris Oswald, today 6 on your side.
Within an hour after the ruling, the Ada County Clerk's Office received at least a dozen calls asking about marriage licenses.
But right now, the state's most populous county still is not issuing those licenses. Reporter Lauren Johnson continues our live team coverage outside the Ada County Courthouse. Lauren.
Donna, Michelle, I have with me here a copy of the Idaho marriage license, and it now says spouse and spouse. It used to say bride and groom. Now there's an option that people can have with their license. Ada County Courthouse, those handing out marriage licenses were getting many calls from people asking when these same-sex marriage licenses would be issued. Chris Rich, the Ada County clerk, says that before giving out marriage licenses, they're waiting for word from the Attorney General's office and for Judge Dale to issue an injunction on the 90-page ruling. Either way, he says that he was surprised that this ruling came down today.
I was a little surprised. I thought since the Ninth Circuit Court had it, and then the Supreme Court made their ruling, they might take a little while to figure out exactly what they were going to do. Evidently, they knew what they were going to do.
Just after our interview with Rich, Ty Carson, who's been with her partner Becky for 16 years, came in asking about when she could get a marriage license, hoping it would be today. She was disappointed that there's still a wait and that they're still waiting, but she couldn't believe it when we showed her a copy of the new marriage license.
I have to say, never in my lifetime did I think I would see spouse and spouse and the word state of Idaho on the same certificate. It's pretty emotional.
Again, Chris Rich says that he estimates that it could be 1 to 7 days before they are able to issue these marriage licenses. But they do hope, as Chris mentioned earlier, as they arrive here tomorrow, the LGBTQ community are planning on coming to the courthouse tomorrow, 8 a.m., hoping that it is sooner than later and that they will all be able to get one of these. At the Ada County Courthouse, Lauren Johnson, today 6 on your side.
So obviously still some confusion on that stay. Governor Otter's offices remained relatively quiet on this Ninth Circuit ruling. Otter called the decision disappointing in a statement, but not unexpected, and promised to reevaluate yesterday's decision from the U.S. Supreme Court. The governor says he will talk with legislative leaders and the Attorney General about the state's path forward. He also says, quote, "The stay on same-sex marriage will remain in effect until we are directed otherwise by the Ninth Circuit."
Today's ruling will likely have an historic and lasting impact on same-sex marriage in the Gem State. The situation is very fluid, with interpretation and appeals still likely. Tune in tonight live at 10 o'clock for the very latest.